Welcome back to Soda City Live, everyone. We are continuing to talk about recovery efforts for the community, as a lot of communities that are watching us this afternoon were impacted by Hurricane Helene. One of the hardest hit counties, Newberry, that's where we find Sheriff Lee Foster, who is taking a break in a moment from doing the work for the community, passing out supplies, to speak with us at this hour. Sheriff Foster, thank you so much for talking to us. How are you doing?
Well, I'm no worse for the wear. It's been a long experience, but we're okay.
Yes, yes. Sheriff, we spoke earlier. You said about 50% of the county was still without power. Has any power been restored in the last few hours?
Just got word that the town of Little Mountain had just come on. A little bit earlier in the day, the town of Whitmire has come on.
Oh, good.
Now the areas outside of those two towns still do not have power, but they're really working hard to get to it.
Sheriff, what are some of the challenges that you're facing now, just days out from Helene, as far as recovery efforts and what's happening in that community?
Well, we're a relatively small county, pretty much on our own, but I think we've done extremely well using our volunteer fire and rescue and civilians that came out and helped to get the roads opened. Public Works, DOT helped, but those two are small organizations. And once the power crews got mobilized, man, I tell you, they did a phenomenal job. I do not know how the power company puts that stuff back together. It's amazing, but it's a long process. So please be patient. I was without power for 5 days. I'm not complaining, because there are people that's going to be out of power a lot longer than I have been.
Yeah.
But we all learn to survive.
And Sheriff, I know that, again, as I mentioned to our viewers, you took a quick break from giving resources out there in the community to chat with us. What are some of the recovery opportunities, supply opportunities for people to get this afternoon there in Newberry?
Well, we started receiving some supplies from the state EMD, water, MREs, which is meals ready to eat. Those are the delicious meals that are in the package, and you can open them up and some kind of chemical process heats them up. I recommend the vegetable lasagna. That's a good. But we've got those coming in, and we're distributing those at several points. We're establishing more points as we speak. It's just kind of a daunting task when you don't have a whole lot of people to do it with. You can't just throw that stuff out on the side of the road. You got to distribute it, because bad things could happen if you did that.
Yeah. So how can people stay updated as far as where to go to get these resources? I know you're very active on your social media pages.
Well, I mean, we really have hit social media hard. It's really the only means of mass communications we got. Some criticism has been not everybody has Facebook or X or other platforms. And my recommendation on that is be a good neighbor. If your neighbor doesn't have it, if they're elderly, don't want it, don't know how to use it, just tell them that you heard they're having water distribution at the Whitmire Community School or the Newberry County Sheriff's Office. Just pass the word to your neighbors and tell them. Everybody has the same right as everyone else, but just pass the word. We have tried everything we know how to keep people informed during this event. Precautions going to the front of it, and then during the storm, we tried hard to keep people informed. That in and of itself was a daunting task, especially when systems started failing. But when one thing fails, we move to another. And so we hoped, and we do hope right now, that word of mouth is the best way of passing this around.
Okay, and then for those who are tuning into, so the city right now, they're getting this information firsthand. I do want to add that the school district of Newberry County has also been really good at adding some information on where people can go charge their devices, giving out bag lunches to the students there, as well as it's still difficult for the school to return to e-learning due to the power outages. Sheriff, I have to mention this. I know that there were also 2 deaths in Newberry County from Helene. Anything the community can do to help the county at this moment, or anything as far as donations for those who are in an area that wasn't really hard hit can do to support the county?
There was no area in Newberry County that wasn't hard hit. I'm not being facetious when I say 100% of the county was affected. I think at one point we had power out everywhere. And I know we've got trees down and we've got road blockages. We had that everywhere. But with our volunteer fire rescue, public works, DOT, now we're starting to see South Carolina Army National Guard coming in. We were able to cut little trails in and out so people could get out and we could get in, to get emergency services in case they was needed. And in a lot of cases it was needed. That part is amazing. You're out in 70-mile-an-hour wind bearing a chainsaw and cutting it so your neighbor can get out. That's awesome business there.
Well, Sheriff Foster, thank you so much for giving us an update on what's happening in Newberry County. We have Newberry County on the show pretty regularly, so of course we wanted to give you guys justice by spreading the word and letting them know the resources available to your county. And like I said, I know you were in the middle of passing out water at the sheriff's office, so thank you for pausing for a moment to speak with us. We truly appreciate it, and we hope that you guys recover fairly soon.
Well, I'm trying to make a determination whether I'm ready to pass out or pass out more water, but we're gonna keep rocking and
Yeah,
just pray for us up here.
we definitely
we kind of
will.
out here by ourselves, but we're strong.
Well, thank you, Sheriff Foster. And please don't pass out. We need you. We need you. So don't pass out. Well, thank you so much. And before we leave, just a reminder to our viewers there in Newberry County, food pickup sites will be at Newberry High School, Mid-Carolina High School, and the Whitmire Community Center from 11 to 1 tomorrow and Friday. Also, buses will be delivering food to select locations during those days as well. 11 to 11:30, Grants, Wise Street, White's Trailer Park, Pine Ridge, Prosperity. From 11:45 to 12:15, the Bethlehem, Newberry Arms, Miller Street, Prosperity Community there. And then 12:30 to 1, Nance Forest, Church Street in Prosperity. So I'll make sure to post this information on my Facebook page. The sheriff is super active on his personal Facebook page and the Newberry County Sheriff's Office page as well. So as he mentioned, Newberry County, a small county, but close-knit community. So if you know someone who may not have access to the internet, make sure to pass the message along. We're going to take a quick break. When we return, more details on recovery efforts for the community following Hurricane Helene. We'll be right back.